Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're renovating the apartment 920 Medina Studios in the Arts Quarter of San Myshuno. And San Myshuno is an area that I often play in, but I don't very often, I never build in. What I end up using San Myshuno for is the beginnings of my gameplay storylines. So maybe it's that I've got a sim that's just graduated university and they're starting out in life for the first time, or it's literally just a brand new gameplay. Um, and so I quite often use the EA apartments that are already built, or I use them from the gallery, and I don't end up staying in them for very long because it's kind of like they're sort of working their way up, so eventually they can afford to buy their own house. And that's kind of what I use San Myshuno for, and it's that I just don't really build here. Um, so this was very new for me, but I really enjoyed it. And I definitely think I would love to revisit this building, renovate 910 and 930 Medina Studios, and just try to give them all very different feels and personalities. So I might try and do those in some future videos and then also have a look at some other apartments as well. I definitely think this has kind of opened my eyes to the fact that it's actually really fun to build apartments. So I wanted to give this place a very rented apartment feel. So I kept all the wallpapers and carpets very neutral and beige, and then I tried to inject personality with the furnishings. I live in a rented apartment, or isn't we call it in England a flat, in real life. So this is kind of what my apartment looks like, where all of my all of the wallpapers and the carpets are beige, and then we've just had to inject our own personality with the furnishings and artwork and decorations that we have around the flat. So that's kind of what I was going for here. And then, as I say, I try to inject personality through the furnishings, but especially so in the bedrooms. In my head, when I was building this, I was imagining perhaps two roommates. Maybe they're friends, or maybe they don't know each other, but they've just sort of moved in together. Um, and because it's the arts quarter, I thought they'd probably have quite brash personalities. Like they would want quite bold colours. So that's kind of what I went for in the bedrooms, which you'll see as I build through that later. What I found challenging about this build is that it really relies on the furnishings and decorations to look good. And I personally enjoy building the exterior of homes more than I enjoy building designing the interiors. So I didn't really have an option here because with apartments you can't decorate the exterior, it's just the interior. So it really forced me to focus on the room layouts and furnishings. And I wouldn't say that's my strong point, but it's something that I really do want to get better at. So this was quite a good way of sort of forcing me to focus on that more, which I found really good for me. So at the moment we're sort of building the living room area, like more of the communal areas. And as I said, I wanted these to stay fairly neutral. I didn't want them to have too much going on, but then we sort of add in some artwork that sort of adds a bit more personality into the room. But the rest of it's fairly neutral. And maybe that's because some of the furniture had already been provided for them, and that was why it's all quite neutral. And then they got to decorate their own bedrooms. Really, it was that kind of thing. I didn't want it to have too much going on. I wanted the bedrooms to sort of have all the personality, and then sort of sprinkle the personality throughout the rest of the apartment. I'm also trying to get much better lately at using more plants because I realise that plants they just add quite a lot to the room without needing too many. So I've been trying to get better at using more of those. And as I say, I'm just adding some artwork through the rest of the apartment. In the kitchen, I tried to go for kind of old looking appliances. So the fridge and the cooker, they've definitely been used. You know, this is a rented apartment. It's been rented out for a while, and the appliances are quite they're just quite used. And that was kind of the vision I was going for with this. And it's not the biggest kitchen either, but there's only two Sims living here, so you wouldn't necessarily need a huge kitchen. And also you have all the festivals in San Myshuno where they can go and get some amazing food from downstairs. So I didn't think they needed too much of a fancy kitchen. So we're going to start moving into the bedrooms now. And this bedroom, I tried to go for more of a purple feel. Um, and then I really went for it with the purple. So they have pretty much all purple furnishings, and then they have quite a bit of artwork in their room. And I was trying to go over the top here because I was trying to sort of overcompensate for the rest of the apartment. But I'm really pleased with how it came out. It does add, it injects quite a lot of colour into the room while the walls are still beige and the carpets are still beige. And I think sometimes adding in that kind of furniture really, it just changes the look of the room. I was trying to think of what I was trying to say there, but that's kind of what I was going to say. I just think it changes the entire look of the room, and so I'm pleased with how this came out. It is a bit over the top, I think, but maybe that's just the kind of person that lives here. So I'm really pleased with it. And then the next bedroom will be more of a red, so it's a little bit less OTT if you like, but there's still quite a lot of red furnishings and that kind of thing. So it definitely adds a lot more personality to the apartment compared to the beige living room and kitchen, etc. So lately I've been trying to watch as many YouTube tutorials as I possibly can on building in The Sims and decorating and all that stuff because I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm still learning and I'm still um I think I'm okay at building, but I'm definitely not as good as some of the other wonderful people we have on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all the other places. So I'm just trying to consume as much as possible and just play around with different things and different styles and see what I end up coming out with that's my style in the end of it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that at the moment. And it's given me so many wonderful ideas about things I can try and builds I can make. And then I've also found that I've just become a little bit obsessed. So my husband and I went to Devon a couple of weeks ago for our 10-year anniversary of being together. And we were walking around Torquay in Devon, and I just kept looking at these houses and being like, I really want to build that house in The Sims. Oh, that house would be so fun to build in The Sims. And I just thought, what has happened to me that now I'm just living my life, but my brain is constantly thinking about what else I'm going to build in The Sims. And I've even found it just out and about. Like I'll just be out and about in the town where I live, and I work in London, so sometimes I have to go up to London 4 days a week, and I'll just see houses and I'll think, I could build that. Why can't I build? Why shouldn't I build that? Let's just take a photo of it, and then I'll remember it for later. And yeah, that's kind of become my life now, is I just think about The Sims all the time. Um, but I personally really enjoy it, and it's a nice little hobby for me. So maybe it's not such a bad thing. So we're just finishing off the bathroom now, and again, fairly neutral. This is actually looks quite similar to my bathroom in real life. Um, well, the wallpaper does anyway. And then just adding some paintings into the hallway. So I really wanted to make sure that this hallway didn't just stay completely white and beige, and it had some kind of personality in there. So I really like these photo frames. I think they're from the Tiny Home pack kit. Um, but I think I try to put them into quite a lot of my builds because I just think they look really nice. And then just adding a few more bits of clutter around the apartment. So again, just trying to inject a bit more personality into an otherwise fairly beige apartment. I'm also thinking of treating myself to another couple of kits maybe in a this month because I just feel like I would really like some more clutter to put around my builds. Um, I know that a lot of people don't like the kits. They are helpful for that. They're helpful for the clutter and just adding a few more items into your game. I sometimes wish that some of them were functional. Like I really, really wish that the headphone stand that you can get, I wish that was functional. I wish you could then see your Sims like taking the headphones off and putting them on their heads. Um, yeah, I was like little things like that. I just think that'd be so much fun. But so if you have any recommendations on which kits I should buy, please do let me know. I really only have a couple. I think I have the everyday clutter kit, and then I have the book nook and the greenhouse. I think that might be it. Maybe one more, but yeah. So I know there's quite a few different clutter kits that I'm looking at the moment, like the bathroom clutter, and there's a couple of kitchen ones, I think. So those are kind of the ones that I'm looking at the moment, just because I'd like to be able to add in some extra clutter to my builds. But if you do have any recommendations, then please let me know because I'd really appreciate that. So we're just adding the finishing touches now to the apartment. We're just trying to make it feel a bit more lived in, just adding a bit more clutter. Um, but I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and please do let me know any feedback you have. If there's anything that you think I could be doing better, or anything that you think I should be doing differently in my builds, then please do let me know in the comments below because I'd really appreciate that. But thank you so much for watching today's video, and you're going to see a video tour in a second of the finished apartment. But thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.